Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, I only know I'm gonna try.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Planet Zoo Creations. Today we're going to be doing the African wild dog habitat build. So let's first get into the general information of this animal, and then let's get into the habitat build itself, and let's end with a montage. So without further ado, let's get into the general information of the African wild dog. Alright. Sorry, I'm just gonna drink something because my throat is Alright, without further ado, the African wild dog, or the Lycaon pictus, is an endangered species with a population in the wild of 6,600. African wild dogs, or Lycaon pictus, are also known as African hunting dogs or painted wolves. They live throughout sub-Saharan Africa. The continent has several different populations and 5 subspecies in total. The dogs are slim and tall in comparison to other canines, with extremely large rounded ears and distinctive coloration. Generally, they have yellow and black mottled fur with white patches on their legs, chest, and tail. However, this varies on the subspecies. Some may also have a spot-like patterning on parts of their body. African wild dogs are endangered mainly due to habitat fragmentation. Their ranges become smaller as human population expands and land use changes, which also means that they have contact with domestic animals, exposing them to diseases that would be unlikely to be treated by in the wild. African wild dogs are a very wide-ranging species too, meaning it is difficult to monitor them in protected areas as they are likely to move around. Additionally, they are often killed by lions and hyenas. Conservation groups such as Range-Wide Conservation Program for Cheetah and African Wild Dogs are protecting wild dogs by improving coexistence between dogs and humans, and assisting in land use planning that will give dogs more hunting space to allow their population size to expand. In the recent years, there have been rebreeding efforts in place proposing to change the species name to painted dog or painted wolf. Conservation organizations hope to improve public perception of the animal by doing so, though this definition is not yet widely spread. Natural habitat: continents, Africa, regions sub-Saharan African, in the biomes desert and grassland. The minimum habitat requirements for one adult is 1,162 square meters. They do not need a climbing requirement, they do not need water requirement, and they do not need deep water requirement. The temperature requirement is a minimum of 8 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 40 degrees Celsius. They need a grade 2 fence that is higher than 1.25 meters. Species data. Social needs. African wild dogs are extremely social animals. They live in packs with an alpha male and female who both lead the group on hunts and act as the main decision makers. The males in a pack are all related. Females migrate into the group from their natal pack when they are around a year old. Adult packs are permanent ones formed, with the dogs remaining together for life, even responding badly to being separated or losing a pack member. Reproduction. In a pack of African wild dogs, only the alpha male and the female reproduce. The two are monogamously bonded and will have a litter of pups each year. Subordinate dogs do not have pups but help raise the pups of the alpha pair, and it is thought that this is to prevent the pack from becoming too large for each dog to get enough food. Group size excluding juveniles up to a minimum of 2 and a maximum of to 27, up to 27 males, up to 9 females. Okay, that's pretty strange actually if you think about it. So all males can live together, that's not a problem, but only up to like 9 females. Okay. With 27, I was thinking 13? I was thinking, let's say 14. Let's say 14. 14 individuals. We're gonna do let's say 7, it doesn't matter. 7 males, 7 females. That would be decent enough. Okay, male butcher group size excluding juveniles 2 up to 27. Female butcher group size excluding juveniles 2 up to 27. Dominance alpha male and alpha female. Mating system monogamous. Alphas only. Maturation rules gregarious. All mature offspring are tolerated in the group. Relation with humans confident. Guest interaction. Guests flee from African wild dogs. Averages for the African wild dog. A male African wild dog is a average size of 65 centimeters tall at shoulder. For a female, it is 60 centimeters tall at shoulder. The life expectancy for African wild dogs is both for a male and a female 11 years old, and the weight averages for both a female and a male African wild dog is 25 kilograms. If you want to read the life cycle, go ahead. Research status. Fun fact 1. African wild dogs hunt their prey for long distances and over extended periods of time until the prey collapses from exhaustion. Fun fact 2. African wild dogs have a hunting success rate of between 60 and 90%, far more successful than other group predators like lions and hyenas, who often steal the dogs' kills. Fun fact 3. African wild dogs in captivity can be trained like domestic dogs. Fun fact 4. When African wild dog pups are born, they take priority in the pack even over the alphas. They eat before all other dogs. Fun fact 5. African wild dogs are observed to vote by sneezing. The more dogs in a pack that sneeze concurrently, the more likely they are to go hunting. Dominant dogs are more likely to start a successful hunt vote. Interspecies enrichments. African wild dogs do not benefit from sharing space with other species. So, as we are going to do 14 adults, we need to raise this up, and we need a land requirement of 2,358 square meters. Alright, let's get into the build. I actually can't wait for this one. We need a grade 2. What I'm gonna do is log, and they need 2,000 square meters of savanna built. So let's get into it. This is going to be very cool. I actually have been really wanting to do an African dog build for quite some while now. So I am, without even exaggerating, really happy to finally be able to do it. Because it is, in my opinion, a very cool animal. Now, let's get a gate in here and see how big this actually is. 2,000, it needs to be bigger. We can arrange that. There we go. Let's see what for space we have right now. 3,400. And we needed 2,300. Alright, that's a little bit too much maybe. Just like, let's do this. So how much is this now? 2,900, perfect, almost 3,000, perfect. That's the space they need for 14 adults. African wild dogs. Okay, let's create a scenario here, what I want. Okay. Something like that. It's a little bit too big. That's a little bit too much water for me. So let's start to fill it up a bit. That's much better. Alright. Can easily get in and out. Yeah, it's deep enough. Let's go. Okay, so this is kind of what I want. I have it like a little bit higher raised over here. And for the rest all flat, so that it looks like there's a bit maybe over here also like an area where it goes down a little bit with a little bit of water, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, something like that looks good enough. Okay, let's get the animals in here then. Animal trading, African wild dog, and then we're gonna get 7 of each. That's 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Yes, move them all into here, and then we're gonna put the females on receptives. There will be only one will be only one alpha female and one alpha male, so we'll see who that eventually is, but for the moment that doesn't matter. Alright, let's get them all in here before we start building. There's also gonna be diseases and stuff probably found, so yeah, let's see the names. Is the names not a problem? I don't see any same names at the moment, I think. I don't think there's any same names, because that's pretty annoying as well. Has joined the pack, that's perfect. Okay. See them running around. Pretty nice. We gotta get them all in here. Trade center. Yeah, get him in here. See if there's any diseases or whatever. I love these animals. African wild dog is a really nice species. I can't lie. These are very nice. Alright, is everybody in here? Transfer. Okay, after these there should be all in habitat 1. Alright, they're all in habitat 1. Let's go. That is very good. Now let's select one and get the terrain going. So first of all, we're gonna set land requirement is perfect. Now we're gonna put the terrain. Obviously, we're gonna get the terrain going a bit. That's gonna be important however we want it to look. This is a very important part of this build. Because it's a savanna, so I want it almost no grass. We need shorter grass, of course. That's I know. Alright, that looks pretty decent, I would say. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, now we're gonna look at a habitat. They need a habitat. So, shelters, we're gonna pick species African wild dog. Australian, no, we're not gonna put an Australian build in here. I'm actually thinking, isn't there African builds? Yes, there are, but they're not specifically for them. That's annoying. Then we're just gonna put a wooden structure and see how that goes. Alright, be careful, little dogs. Little dogs. Yeah, obviously need another one, which you can put over here. 72%. Okay. Yeah, it said everybody has shelter. 3 of them looks good. 100% or shelter almost. It's perfect. Now we're gonna put some beddings. Alright, perfect. Terrain is looking good. So now we're gonna need African plants. So plants, we're gonna go to biome, grassland and desert, and then we're gonna go into continent Africa. There we go. Let's start the build on plants. This needs to be looking perfect. Okay. diseased animal. That's never nice, but hey, it does happen. It does happen indeed. Thing is, we can really put everything here what I want and our imagination, because basically they won't mind it. It's a very nice build, and I think we can make it look really special. Okay. I won't put a baobab tree in here. I don't think that suits this really. All the dry bushes, of course. And of course we do need these. These are like Savannah's greatest tree, in my opinion. Okay, something like that, maybe. Weeping willows don't really fit in here, in my opinion, but okay. Honestly, I do think this looks kind of nice. I do want to change this over here. Like, you see this kind of area? I want to make it like savanna, but with it like a lot of water spots in it. I don't know why, but I just feel like that would be pretty cool to do. Something like that. And then I just put like some century plants to like fill the gaps up a little bit. Something like that. Look, we have like a little water pond over here, a little hilly section. Looks good. Looks good to me. And now we're gonna fill it up with rocks. So, African rocks, big desert rocks would also be nice to have over here. What? Oh shit. Sorry for my language, but apparently they can jump over that. Oh no. Oh, that's really not good. Okay, Yeah. I'm gonna need to place this like different. Okay. Ah, it looks so good. Dang it. Oh, it doesn't look any good anymore. It looked so good. Ugh. I don't know how I did it anymore. Guess I'll just leave it like this. Okay. There's still any animals out? No. Okay. You guys need to get back in here. Alright, so where was I busy? I was busy with this, yeah. Alright, that looks honestly pretty good. Alright, that looks pretty good, I would say. On terrain they're doing good, plants doing good. Now let's move on to the enrichments, because I think that this looks pretty decent. I'm very content with that. So let's get into the habitat and then enrichments, food enrichments. Bamboo feeder and then a dog ball. We're gonna put the dog ball right there. A piñata pronghorn. Piñata zebra. Reckon line feeder. We can put this over here, I think. And then a skittle feeder. Toys blood scent maker. There we go. Cardboard box. Chew toy. A gift box. See if the food enrichment is actually good enough. Food enrichment is good enough. Well, it's good to see. And a gift box. It's spread enough. Spray scented sack. A rubber ducky. Let's put that in the water over here. Little colored ball. Pumpkin ball. Small ball. We could put a small ball maybe. I don't know where I could put a small ball. Maybe over there. A small ice ball. Let's put the small ice ball over here, and then the sprinkler might be handy to add right here. Let's see, actually. Animal welfare traversable area. Now we need a dog. On space they're doing very good. Let's see. Everything is accessible. Yeah, looks like it. Accessible. Okay, everything looks accessible. Okay, someone's already inspecting the sprinkler, so then we know that the sprinkler definitely works. It's already been used twice even. This one has not been used, but it is accessible. Alright, looks good. Looks very good. On to that, so let's see. Climate requirements, of course, nothing. So that's gonna conclude it for this build then, guys. One final check. We're doing good. Nutrition will go up only. Hard shelter is good, range is good. We're good with that. Okay, let's get into the montage then, guys. Okay, everybody, that's gonna conclude it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really did enjoy it, like every video, but this one I really like the African wild dog. A very special animal, and yeah, let's get on with the next animal. I'm not gonna give a tip this time. Nope, you'll see a very special animal and a very wildly loved animal. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.